Alright guys, so in the area we're at, we've got a lot of wasps. A lot of yellow jackets, wasp, whatever you want to call them. We've got some bald-faced hornets floating around the area. We can't seem to get rid of them. I can't find their nests, and they're just floating all around. And we've got 5 of these posted up further out, so it draws them away from the trailers. But we still get them anywhere, like our watering bucket where I go to wash my hands. Even though there's a lid on it, as soon as I pop the lid, they start floating around it. These aren't working as fast as I want them to, and I've tried some other homemade wasp traps, not working for our area as much. So I'm gonna try a new one. I'm gonna make a new one, and we're gonna see if my idea works. So hang out for a minute, we'll get this thing going. Alright, so this trap right here, this little yellow guy that I've got a piece of wire hanging from, that is the best trap for this area. It's pretty simple. You put your bait in the bottom. I think you put your bait down there, at least we do. They fly in these little holes in the bottom. They get kind of stuck in that bottom area, and they always go up to get out of whatever they're stuck in. So that's when they go up in here and they fall and die, and that keeps them in. They've got little air holes up here so that the scent kind of floats around and attracts them in. But this little guy fills up in like 2 days. If I've got it in the right place, and it seems like more of the eastern part of our property has more of the yellow jackets. So that's where we've got most of our traps to try and catch them. But it'll fill up in 2 days. And then I've got to get it in the evening, drown it in water. I usually drown it in water overnight. Get up early the next morning, take it apart, dump the bees out and the hornets, wasps. I don't trap bees. Bees are good for the area, but we don't seem to have any up here. But then you've got to get more bait for that little scent trap, because they get stuck to that little cotton ball. So I don't know, it's got to be better. It's got to last longer than this. So my idea is to turn this into a hornet trap, simply by making it look like this, only blue and not yellow or green. So we've got a couple things. We've got a funnel that'll fit to funnel them up into the hole. We've got to make a cap that'll fit over this so that it has a little hole they go in, and they hopefully won't find their way back out, and they'll fly up through the funnel into the tank. And we'll put the bait inside here. We'll cut little slits that they can't get out of around the top, cut little slits around the bottom, so that bait, the scent from that bait, the air kind of flows through the jug and lets that scent out to attract them in. So let's get going on this. So first things first, we'll get this funnel in here pretty level. We'll make a little mark around it with a Sharpie. And we don't want it to fall in, so we'll cut this a little bit taller. Maybe cut it up here, and then we'll try and melt this edge down so it makes a lip so it sits on the outside. There we go. Might be a little long still. Trim that back a little bit more. Probably about halfway. Sitting here making this trap and I can hear them buzzing around me. And there's not even any bait around here or water. So that's there. Now if we heat this up, we should be able to melt that out so it kind of sits outside the neck of this jug. With a little Bernzomatic torch, a little map gas. What I'm going to try and do, wear some gloves. Try and heat this up, push it out. Use the handle of a screwdriver to kind of push it down. Works pretty good. See how that kind of flared it? Try to get a little bit more of a flare on there. Roll it down as it's cooling. That'll keep this thing from sliding up into the bottle because it'll be outside that lid or outside the neck there. And if this works, I can always shop for a larger funnel that goes further up in here so that when this is sitting upside down, you're kind of limited to the height of this as how many bees are going to come through. Because once they start falling back through this, they're going to know the way out. We'll see if we can make this jug a good enough trap. And then later, if it works real good, we'll get a longer funnel that goes further in, so it'll hold more bees. It seems to be the more bees are in the trap, the more it attracts. So having more bees in there is a positive, not necessarily a negative. Earlier, I got a piece of this plastic to see how well it would work as far as a cap. Stuck that on there, and all it is, it's a piece of an antifreeze jug. It's number 2 plastic. You can heat it up just by waving a torch over it. Don't heat it up too much. If it gets like a shine to it, it's about to melt away, and it's about to put off a bunch of toxic fumes. So you put that over it, then you can put a hose clamp on it and hold it there. So that keeps the whole thing together, but there's no hole yet. So we got to get something that can make a hole and not necessarily just a flat hole. We want this hole to be kind of a funnel too. So when they're looking, they don't have a tendency to look over a ridge to see if they can get down. They just look on the bottom to see if they can get down. So we're going to put a hole here, and that's going to kind of mimic these little holes here. The other difference that I can't really do with this is these holes on the side. And they'll buzz around here looking for a way out, but this hole's too narrow, so they'll go up. And I can't mimic that hole with this design. But I'm hoping my design still works good. I've got to cut little holes in the funnel. Now watch, the bees are going to start coming around. See, this funnel has holes in it to attract them up into it. So I've got to cut those holes. And then we got to cut holes in the top of the jug for air to flow through. So let's make a couple holes here, make some holes in the funnel, and get back at you. So we got some holes cut in here. They're not the prettiest looking things, but I think they'll work. It'll let you see a little bit of light through them. It'll let the smell come down through. I think it'll be all right. We'll see if it works at least. Now we need to cut holes on top of this, and I'm thinking I'll do it the same way. Use this saw and just cut slits all the way around. So we got our little slits cut every inch or so. Wasn't measured, it's not perfect, but it lets air flow in and out, lets that scent pack that's going to be inside, lets that flow through. Got the slits cut on this little funnel piece. Just make sure not to cut all the way through or your funnel will cut in half. Put that on there. Put our cap. What I did here is I put the cap on, put a hose clamp around it. I took this pry bar that I have, a little small pry bar, comes to almost a point. I heated up the plastic a little bit and I heated up the metal a little bit, and I just pushed it through, and that way it would make an indented hole. So from the inside it kind of comes up. So hopefully they don't walk around in this area and just find the hole and fly back out. But I'm hoping they'll follow the scent up in here. Now that's amazing. This is amazing, guys. This is how many wasps and hornets we have. That trap, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Right behind me, laying there, a hornet is caught in there. It doesn't even have a scent pack in it anymore. It has maybe some residual scent in there from the last one. But there it is. Just the thing sitting behind me. Catches a bee or a wasp. Hornet, yellow jacket, whatever you want to call it. That's how many we have around here. It's bloody amazing. Oh, flying by my head too. Anyways, I'm gonna go put a scent pack in that thing and put it together, but I'm not gonna do it out here. I'm gonna do that in the house and wash my hands real good before I come back out so they don't start swarming around me. We're gonna find a tree to strap this thing to, and we'll check on it in the morning. There it sits. We use 2 Q-tips Had my wife help me tie them in kind of like a cross pattern and put the little packet of stuff all over the Q-tips and then tied them up inside. I don't know if you can see them up in there. So that'll be up around these holes, so it'll vent it really good. And we will come back in the morning. They're kind of calming down right now. In the evening, in the morning, there should be some in there. We'll check it out. See if it works. Alright, so the sun's back up. You can hear the wasps buzzing around, hornets, yellow jackets, whatever you want to call them. Go over here and check out this trap we've got. See how good we're doing. Got it strapped to the tree far enough away from our camper that it's not going to attract the bees to us, hopefully. Check out a couple other traps around here too. I don't know if they're finding their way into the bottom of this jug or not. We might have to modify the bottom. As we were watching last night, they were going in the hole in the bottom, but then they were also coming back out. Oh wow, they're swarming that thing. I don't know if you can see the amount of bees that are over there, or wasps, yellow jackets, all around that tree. It's just swarming. Looks like there's a few in it. I'm kind of scared to get any closer. Wow. There's a mass amount of yellow jackets. And there are some yellow jackets inside that flying around. I'm gonna leave that alone. We'll see at the end of the day how many get stuck inside. Let's go over and check out this other trap just to give a comparison on how many are getting stuck in there and how many are getting stuck in a normal trap that you would buy at Lowe's, Home Depot, wherever. So this trap over here definitely has more yellow jackets in it, but there's not as many buzzing around. Man, I can still hear that one over there. It's not that far away. They're just flocking to that thing over there. There's got to be a nest around this tree somewhere. This fallen tree is just booming with yellow jackets. What are you doing, cat? So there's a comparison. There's a lot more stuck inside this one, probably because of the way it's made. I might have to modify the bottom part where that hole is. Maybe just have the funnel down there. What are you doing? Maybe just have the funnel down there to let the bees just go straight up the funnel instead of having the hole, and just rely on the funnel to keep them in there. What you doing, cat? Huh? This is one of our cats. This is the more adventurous one, more feisty one. Huh? Aren't you? Yeah. Oh, there's the second cat. Cat hair. So if you guys liked the video, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. Hit that little bell for notifications. We've got projects like this going on all the time. I'm always looking for a way to modify something to make it better. Get out there and make something, guys. Think of a project, make it happen. Till next time, take it easy.